Hello, everyone. You too can have a podcast. You have a passionate voice. You want to be heard. You can be inspiration to others. And it is super easy. You all know that I am not technical. So just download the Anchor app on your phone or go to anchor.fm and get started sharing your voice and inspiring the world. Hello, I'm Kendra Von Esch, and you are listening to my 10-minute daily podcast, Reality Reflections. I bought into what this world said would make me happy. Money, prestige, power. And hey, if it feels good, do it, because life is stressful, so party hard. Do whatever makes you happy. But that didn't quite work out, because I felt even more insecure, full of fear, shame, and anxiety, and never, ever good enough. Then God found me and flipped my reality upside down and transformed my life. And I want this for everyone. So I left my executive career to help others find true acceptance, supernatural peace, joy, and love that only comes from a relationship with God. Here is my reality reflection for today. Well, I'm going to read one of the 3 options that came to me in my usccb.org email. And if you're like, what are you talking about? Well, I get a daily email with the daily readings sent to me by the U.S. Catholic Conference of Bishops, and it's www.usccb.org. So today there were 3 different options on this beautiful feast day of the Holy Family. And it doesn't matter if you have a family, you are in a family of some sort, even if they're not directly your blood. Maybe a lot of your family has passed away and you're like kind of the only one left, or they're all moved away and you don't see them very often. This isn't just about the family that's blood. It's the family that God put around you. It's the sphere of influence, the people that God put in your life, even if it's just for a moment, even if it's just passing them on the street. You never know. You may walk into the pearly gates. That's hard for me to say, pearly gates. Walk into heaven and someone may come up to you that you don't recognize at all. And they say, thank you for saying hello to me or complimenting me or smiling at me. You never know what your kindness and your sweet Spirit of God that's coming through you can do to somebody else. So what am I talking about? Let's go read it. All right, clearing the pipes here. Excuse me. Colossians 3:12 through 21. Brothers and sisters, put on, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, heartfelt compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another and forgiving one another. If one has a grievance against another, as the Lord has forgiven you, so must you also do. And over all these put on love. That is the bond of perfection. And let the peace of Christ control your hearts, the peace into which you were also called into one body. And be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, as in all wisdom you teach and admonish one another, singing psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs with gratitude in your hearts to God. And whatever you do, in word or in deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. Okay, and then there's a section here. I was going to read the shorter version, but I obviously went to the longer version, so let's go ahead and read it. We are talking the Holy Family. There are a lot of people who are a part of a family. They're children, there are wives, there are husbands. In listening to this, no matter what your age is, you could be a son, you could be a daughter, you could be a wife, you could be a husband, you could also be single. But of course, you wouldn't have a wife or a husband, so let me just be quiet and read. Wives, be subordinate to your husbands, as is proper in the Lord. Husbands, love your wives, and avoid any bitterness toward them. Children, obey your parents in everything, for this is pleasing to the Lord. Fathers, do not provoke your children, so they may not become discouraged. Guess that's lessons for all of us in this lovely reading today. So again, your family is who God puts in your life. It's your neighbor. So, as I depart today, I am heading out for a weekend at my friend's house. It's a couple hours away. She's got a rockin' home. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So much fun. And it just came out of the blue. She just texted me yesterday, and she said, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Nothing." She says, "Come on up." So it's kind of totally impromptu, not kind of, totally spontaneous. And we're not really that spontaneous. We're kind of, planners. So it'll be fun. And I'm going with total faith that it'll be good because, to be honest, this couple may not see things the way that I see things. My own husband doesn't see the things the way that I see things. So has there been more awakening since I've seen them last? I don't know. It'll be interesting. And I'm just so excited to see what God is doing in their life. And even if we don't agree, there's no way that it will ever come in between us because we love each other so much. So it's one of those things where I read the readings today and it truly touches my heart as I sit here, and I love these people so very much. And you got to love people where they are. And how do you do that? You ask questions. You get to know their side more. You also prepare yourself, right? So if you're going to talk to someone about your faith, you better know what your faith is. I mean, how are you going to defend Catholicism versus other denominations? What are you going to say? Why would you say what you say? Why do you believe what you believe? And it's that kind of a road. Same thing in life. Same thing with world events. Same thing with politics. Same thing with medical stuff. It's research. It's information. It's regurgitating things quickly, succinctly. Sometimes people need to practice or hear podcasts over and over and over again. And frankly, you just got to give it a shot. Evangelizing or sharing truth of any kind that may be hard to swallow for some folks who don't believe what you believe is like an art. It's not a science, and you have to take into consideration who you're talking to also and where they are in their journey of life. And sometimes it's best to just bite your tongue. Again, it's the situation, it's the people, and it's also feeling God. So if you're in the middle of a conversation and you kind of sense it's going to go in a weird way, and you're thinking, I don't know if we should go there right now. Maybe drinks are flowing or something just doesn't feel right. That could be God saying, don't go there, or don't egg it on. Don't bring it up. We have to pay attention to that, because I have overruled that feeling, and it's not gone well. It didn't go well. Why? Oh, why didn't I go with that quote unquote gut feeling, your intuition, or what I would like to say, the Holy Spirit trying to guide you, but we're just not listening. Okay, I've got to get going and packing and showering and all of this stuff. And I know that God is going to have a wonderful night planned for us. Oh, I forgot to mention. So on New Year's Day, I am going to start my prolonged fast. What is that? It is, well, what is it? It's just basically eating nothing for 72 hours. Having water, that's it. So I'm going to do that on New Year's Day, and I'm going to do it for 72 hours. If not longer, we'll see. I don't know. I've never gone that long with just water. So I may have to have a little sodium or potassium or electrolytes kind of in there, but nothing with any sugar or any calories, just the electrolytes. And I will go ahead and put in this link a video of the benefits of prolonged fasting. So I'm not doing this because it's a faith thing. It's, a religious move on my part. This is truly a physical body move on my part. But you better believe that while I'm in the midst of this, I will be calling out to God and for his strength to not eat and to get through the hunger, pains and pangs and emotions and the detox and all that kind of stuff that's going to come with all of that. You best believe I'm going to be calling out to him, but it's not an act of spirituality or religious kind of fasting because those you do in quiet, you don't tell people. But in this case, I'm sharing because I want you to know what I'm doing, and I want you to know if there's any benefits that I feel as a result of it, because I truly do believe my body could use a cleanse for sure. And I made cookies yesterday, and I made nacho cheese dip. I make some mean nacho cheese dip and none of that Velveeta in there. I know people love that stuff, but that's not cheese. I mean, mine is with mozzarella and cheddar, Monterey Jack, and some sour cream and evaporated milk and lots of good spices and jalapenos and beef from the cow that we get. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of food and probably a lot of wine and a lot of champagne, and I don't know what we're doing, but we're just going to hang out. And she's got a hot tub, so I'm going to squeeze myself into a bathing suit in the middle of the winter here. And I'm so excited, but I just also want to say Happy New Year. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you stay safe and you truly pray. Remember what we said before? It was pray so that God can rise to your eyes what he wants you to do for New Year's. And then go deep and figure out your root. Why? Why in the world would I want to do this? And not just the superficial why, but the root why. The one that you really kind of, the mirror moment. Like if you really got rid of this in your life, or if you really added this to your life, look at how different it would be. Deep relationship changes, things like that. And then lastly, pray and plan. So you've got some time before the new year is here. Maybe you want to look into prolonged fasting. Check out the link. See, it may not be for you. Maybe you just want to try to do it a day. You may not dive into this. I've done the juice fast where it was just juice. And I had a couple of pieces of fruit periodically through this kind of smoothie maker machine. So it wasn't like I grabbed a piece of fruit and ate it, but it came out as it looked like soft serve ice cream with a frozen banana and grapes or something like that. Anyway, that I've survived on for 7-10 days, I think it was. And I felt amazing. I had a new lease on life after that. It was quite crazy. Okay, here I thought I was going to hit 10 minutes and now I'm 5 minutes past and I got to get rolling. So happy New Year. 2023, let's put in the past habits that we don't need. Let's bring into our lives in the present right now habits that we need. Let's plan on those together. And then let's just take it day by day. That's it. Day by day. Okay, I love you all. Have a blessed and inspired new year. I'll talk to you next year. Oh, that's fun to say. I'll talk to you next year. Take care.